Welcome back, wrestling fans, marks, smarts, workers, bookers, managers, valets, announcers, timekeepers, commentators, and of course, you've always got to give love to the boys and girls on the ring crew. I'm Matt F. Wallace, and today we are unboxing the OG, the original, the first wrestling box I ever started getting, the Wrestle Crate, the February 2018 Wrestle Crate. And I will confess to having already cut the tape on this one because it was bulging and I was paranoid that something was going to get like squashed in there. I'm OCD about my collectibles. Sounds like an old Dusty Rhodes on commentary term. Like, oh my God, he just got hit in the collectibles. That's got to be a disqualification. I can't do a Dusty Rhodes impression. I don't even know why I tried. Anyway, so yeah, this is the February 2018 edition of Wrestle Crate. This is one of my favorite crates. I've heard criticism from you folks in the comments about Wrestle Crate. You say eventually I will be disappointed with it. That's entirely possible, but up to this point I've been enjoying it. So let's crack into it and see. After you cut the tape, which again I've already done because I was worried about things getting smashed, and you open up the box. This is what you're gonna see. Oh, yep. that's something. There's something delightful about that. I don't know. So right away, right on top, Wrestle Crate has started doing mini wrestling buddies, harkening back to the old WWF wrestling buddies, which I love. I have some old vintage ones on my office couch. I've been adding these to it. They started with the Young Bucks. And we're continuing in that vein. This is this Matt or Nick Jackson? I forget which one we got last month. The sideburns. Not that they're not a good likeness, but it's a little hard to tell. So that's either Matt or Nick Jackson. I'm having trouble telling now. But now I have both Young Bucks. He's gonna join his brother on my office couch. And I love these because this is pure nostalgia for me. It doesn't continue all the way to the back. They do the black back, but the front's really cool, and it really captures that old wrestling buddy style. So that's just, like I said, that's just nostalgia all day. So those are very cool. I believe they're doing Kenny Omega next, so I'll have the trio on my office couch. I'm very excited about that. But that is your Matt and/or Nick Jackson Young Bucks mini wrestling buddy to round out the tag team. Very cool. So this is a little bananas. We actually have two shirts in our Wrestle Crate this month, which is unusual. And I'm going to set them aside for like kind of the main event. But I'm very interested in why and how of the two shirts because we only usually get one. So that's very cool. So we've got our pin from the month. It's from Midcard Pins. And that, I gotta believe, is a this is so funny, because I was just doing a terrible impression of him. That's a Dusty Rhodes and Super Mario Brothers mashup pin. And they've done, it's like Super Mario Brothers 3 Mario, like Tanuki Mario. I'm a huge Super Mario Brothers mark. You should know that about me. That's like Super Mario Brothers 3, it never got better than that in video gaming. I don't care what they come up with now. It will never match that. So that's like Tanuki Mario mixed with, not only is it Dusty though, it's WWF late 80s to early 90s run Dusty when he was doing the polka dots. What are you thankful for this Survivor Series, Dusty? My polka dots! Again, I can't do the impression. That was edging into Macho Man, like Constipation Macho Man. That's really cool, though. I like that a lot. I love Super Mario. I love Dusty Rhodes. He's an idol of mine. He was the first guy who taught me that as a fat guy, I could still be stylish and awesome and get all the ladies and have all the confidence. I just had to go out there and do it. He was like one of my first fat idols. So Dusty, one of the greatest talkers in the business. A lot of people argue about his work rate. I don't really give a crap about that. I think he was phenomenal in the ring. I'll tell you, you know what? I'll tell you about this is a lot of people, they only remember when they talk about his WWF run, they tend to talk about it very negatively. They always tend to bag on Dusty's WWF run because they only remember him wearing the polka dots. It always becomes about the polka dot outfit, and Vince made him wear the polka dots as a joke, and they made a joke of Dusty Rhodes in WWF. I just want to set the record straight really quickly. It has nothing to do with unboxing this box, but just very quickly. Dusty's WWF run was freaking awesome, man. You're remembering it wrong. Because that's the thing. People only remember the polka dot outfit. I never had a problem with the polka dots. Dusty was a guy who would wear feather boas and sparkling cowboy boots to the ring. And you're bitching about yellow polka dots. So it's like, that was the WWF version of the Dusty Rhodes gimmick. So I never had a problem with that to begin with. But setting the polka dots aside, what wasn't amazing about Dusty's WWF run, man? Think about the programs he worked. He worked programs against Big Boss Man, against Ted DiBiase, against Macho Man Randy Savage. Like, they gave him all of the WWF's top guys, like, right under the main event with the World Championship. Like, he was right up there. And he worked awesome programs with all of them. If you actually go back and watch Dusty from that time on like old WWF TV shows, old WWF pay-per-views, the matches he had with all those guys, the programs he worked with them, they were phenomenal. So I'm just here to say, you were remembering this Dusty wrong. You were remembering Polka Dot Dusty wrong. Polka Dot Dusty was every bit as good as NWA 80s Dusty, and I'll stand by that. Whether they gave him a world title shot or not, it didn't matter. He had a great run. So, and I like that pin. Anyway, sorry I digressed there, but that's something I feel very deeply about. We've got a sticker, and that's very cool. So it's Born to Botch, and it's done in the old Raw is War logo style from the Attitude Era, which that was one of my eras. I was a late '80s, early '90s WWF kid, and I was an Attitude Era teen, so I remember that very fondly. Born to Botch makes me think of Botchamania on YouTube, and who doesn't love Botchamania? If you've never seen Botchamania, go check that out. It's amazing. Finally in the box, we have our autograph. This is really sick, just by benefit of the print they chose. So they announced it last month, but that's the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, autographed 8x10. This is one of the reasons I really do enjoy Wrestle Crate, though, because a lot of boxes do autographs. Wrestle Crate really goes out of the way to do unique 8x10 prints. All of the time. All the autographs I got from them, I think, have been exclusive prints, whether it was Gangrel or Bret Hart. And that's another super cool one. That's a really, really cool, unique, old school 8x10 print of Ric Flair. Personally signed. What can you say? It's Ric Flair. Like, he absolutely deserves his place in history. I've heard a lot of stories. Here's the thing, man. When you get into the business, and like, if you don't know, I was a worker for like 10 years on the Indies and in the States and in Mexico. When you get into the business, or even just when you get like deep into breaking kayfabe as a fan, you don't even have to be in the business. You start to hear stories about a lot of your favorite wrestlers that kind of ruin the wrestlers for you. And I've heard so many shitty stories about Flair, it's hard not to have that tarnished for me. Also, the truth is, when you go back and watch his like mid-80s onward stuff, those matches a lot of them don't hold up as well as people seem to think they do. It's like misremembering Dusty's WWF run. People just think Ric Flair and they think he was always amazing. Like, a lot of those matches, he just kind of did the same shit over and over again. And like the 1 hour Broadways, while impressive that he could go an hour, he didn't do a whole lot in the hour. Like, they don't hold up as well as people think they do. I'm not denying that he deserves his place in history. He was one of the greatest of all time. I still love his promos. His promos have not diminished with age. But a little bit of the gestalt of Ric Flair has been ruined for me. But that's a cool... do we not have a spoiler card? I do not see a spoiler card. Maybe they're wrapped up in the t-shirts. Moving on to the main event. So we have 2 t-shirts, as I said, which is really cool. The first one is a Hanes Tagless 4X. It's kind of an athletic gray. 4X so I can wear it. Fuck you, Slam Crate, which only goes up to 3X. And it's got kind of like an 80s retro kind of vibe right off. But let's see what it is. What do we got? Oh, dude, that is... I almost just cursed really loudly. I'm trying not to curse on my YouTube channels anymore. That is badass. So that looks like a souvenir t-shirt from... Is it like an anniversary show? Yeah. Pro Wrest Anniversary. And that is, of course, Kobashi. And you see it there. That's the burning... He's performing the Burning Hammer. And that's like straight up Japanese souvenir too. I love this. This is awesome. This is like you could have got it at the show. And Kobashi, one of my favorites of all time. I've said before, one of my favorite eras of wrestling was that early 90s All Japan. And the Burning Hammer, man. Who doesn't mark for the Burning Hammer? If you've never seen it, people cut together all the times he used the Burning Hammer into one clip and put it on YouTube. Go watch the Burning Hammer compilation. I do that at least once a week. I love that shit. I just love the idea of a move that's so deadly. Like, you can remember every single time the guy did it. Like, that's such a rare thing in wrestling. Like, how many, like, other than the Burning Hammer, think about it. Has there ever been a finisher that was an event every time the worker did it, you know? You kind of compare it to the stunner, but, like, it's not the same thing. It was always a big deal when, that was, like, the most over finisher of all time. But it wasn't like an event, you know? Like, he did it, like, 7 or 8 times in his entire career. It was always an event. So I just love that. Also, no commentator in WWE right now should ever use the term modified Burning Hammer. Keep the words Burning Hammer out of your mouth, WWE commentators. You have no right to use that because it is never, even putting the word modified does not make up for how you are disparaging this amazing finisher with the watered down bullshit that they do in that ring now. So that's really cool. I like that a lot. So that's your anniversary ProRes Kobashi Burning Hammer t-shirt. That is mine. That is going on my body. Our second t-shirt is also a Hanes Tagless 4X. It's red. And I think I'm going to enjoy this one too, just from the top of it. So, oh, Viva La Lucha. I'm there already. That's really cool. Dude, that's like, that kind of reminds me of like a Marty and Sarah Love Wrestling podcast kind of design. That's totally in the Marty and Sarah style right there. It's very like whimsical and like childlike, but a cool, like, you know, they do the art for the Marty and Sarah Love Wrestling podcast is very much like the stuff you would doodle in the margins of your notebook in like middle school or high school. And it reminds me of that. I wonder if this is a Marty and Sarah shirt. But there's no spoiler card. That's really cool either way. I like that a lot. I love Lucha Libre, as you know. So, dude, Lucha and ProRes shirt, 2 shirts, Lucha and ProRes in the same box. That's epic right there. I'm loving that. There's no spoiler card. There's no possible way I could have missed it. So, I don't know if Wrestle Crate didn't do a spoiler card this month, or if they just got left out of the box, or some boxes, or mine just didn't get one, but I don't have a spoiler card to go off of. That's all right. I don't feel like I need it. But, so anyway, yeah, let's do some quick spoiler card-free recap, and I'll do my best for you. We had our, this is a really good box. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know why you would bag on Wrestle Crate. This is a really good box. We've got our, what I'm definitely sure is an exclusive print. We've got our autographed Ric Flair exclusive print. We've got our mid-card pins, Dusty Rhodes Super Mario Bros. Mashup pin, which I love. We've got our Born to Botch sticker done in the old Raw's War logo style, which is very cool. Always love stickers. My laptop could always use a few more. We've got our second half of the Young Bucks mini wrestling buddy. And we've got our 2 shirts. We've got our not vaguely, I really do think this is a Marty and Sarah shirt. We've got our like Marty and Sarah-esque Viva La Lucha shirt, and our anniversary ProRes Kobashi Burning Hammer shirt, which this may be one of the coolest shirts I've ever gotten in a box, just straight up. I just love that it's like in Japanese and it's like a legit souvenir style shirt. Great box, man. Come on, you gotta mark out for that. That was a damn good box. I don't know why there wasn't a spoiler card, but it's not something I'm going to deduct points for. I'm not framing the spoiler card. As you know, we rate all of our boxes here on 3 categories. We rate them on curation, which is the items chosen, how they relate to the theme of the box, how they relate to each other, how they represent the properties they are chosen to represent. Exclusivity, which is how exclusive are the items to the box. Is it just a bunch of crap you could go get at Hot Topic? And value, which is it worth the money that you paid for the box? This is about a $30 box, just straight up, so you know. They also do a Lite, a Wrestle Crate Lite, which I think is around 15 bucks. But this is their $30 box, closer to 40 when it ships, especially because I get the 4X t-shirts. But even still, on Curation, Damn, dude, I gotta give them a 10 out of 10 on it. Honestly, I love everything in this box that they chose. I love that they did Lucha and they did Pro Res and they gave us 2 shirts. I mark out for the mini wrestling buddies. I love all the little items. I like the sticker and the pen, and the autograph is undeniably cool. So just everything chosen in this box was really thoughtful and cool. 10 out of 10 on Curation. On Exclusivity, I gotta give them a 10 out of 10 too. This is, I assume the shirts and the print and the mini wrestling buddy and even the sticker are probably exclusive. The pen comes from Midcard Pens, so I don't know if you can get that through Midcard Pens, but either way, that's still, yeah, I'm gonna give them 10 out of 10 on that. And I'm gonna give them 10 out of 10 on value as well. I got to. How can you not? We got 2 shirts this month. Like, that's, you're getting your value out of this box. For a $30 box, you got more than double your value here. Like, much more than double your value here. So I got to give them 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 across the board for February 2018's Wrestle Crate. I really love Wrestle Crate. I'm open to being disappointed 1 month by them. I've only been getting the box since I think October of last year, but so far I'm really liking it, folks. So I'm not dismissing anybody's comment. We'll see what happens. But for right now, this box kicks ass. I don't know what else you're hoping for. Unless what you're looking for, here's the thing. I can understand that comment if what you're looking for in a box is more like licensed figures and more like WWE merch, kind of like I got out of the wrestling box, if you go back and watch that video from last week. If you're looking for that kind of stuff, I get how you could find this box to be disappointing. But if you're into the more exclusive, more original, more like obscure indie Japanese international stuff that isn't WWE, then I don't see how you could not love this box. And I'm way more in that camp than in the WWE merch camp because I'm not a huge WWE fan. So I really love the box. But I understand how if you're more about the WWE, the mainstream merch, this might not be the box for you. So I will say that. Anyway, 10 out of 10 for me across the board on this month's Wrestle Crate. Looking forward to the next one. Love the shirts. Don't know what happened with the spoiler card, but I'm not going to deduct points from it. I've got a bunch more boxes to unbox right after this video, which means more videos after this one when you see it. So please like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment, let me know what you thought of the box, what you think of Wrestle Crate in general. Come back for my next video, go check out the unboxings that you've missed this month already. We're doing it all. Also, I'm late announcing this month's contest, prize box giveaway. I will do that tomorrow on Friday. And you'll have a week to enter to win a prize box filled with a bunch of stuff from all of the boxes that I do on the channel. That's going to be a regular feature, and that will be for February, and I'll announce that tomorrow. I apologize for the lateness on that, but I've had a lot going on. So until next time, I am Matt F. Wallace, and I think I just heard a bell ring.